Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to have a look at the most efficient Leviathan raid strategies and loadouts. The reason for me making this video is during our recent raid speedruns and any sort of raid challenges, I got asked quite often about why we use these specific loadouts and how do things work the way we do them. All shown strategies are on prestige difficulty, but do work the exact same way on normal mode. First off, I want to have a look at the main loadout I always use and what to use for each class. My general loadout is Midnight Q, Leviathan, and a Void shotgun. Guns like Better Devils or any sort of energy scout rifles will do just fine. All guns should be void damage. As for classes, Warlocks should always be Nova Bombs, based on the encounter, either top or bottom tree, and be using Lunafaction boots. Empowering Rift, Scatter Grenades or Vortex Grenades are the go-to things on the skill trees. Titans should use top tree hammers. For this class, Rally Barricade and Thermite Grenades are my go-to and are by far better than any other option. Hunters should always be Celestial Nighthawk Golden Guns by using bottom tree, Swarm Grenades and Marksman Dodge. The first encounter I want to look at is Baths. In order to optimize the damage phase, you should have one person on Track the Cannon. Track the Cannon applies a void debuff, causing all void damage to be increased by 50%. All players should save their supers for the damage phase. The use of Track the Cannon makes Warlocks shine in this encounter. A top tree Nova Bomb can destroy an entire set of lanterns when the Track the Cannon buff is applied. The Track the Cannon buff lasts 10 seconds, making it very valuable. Like you can see right here, I'm showing you the spot where you want to be aiming your top tree Nova Bomb, and make sure that there's no baiter right underneath, so that it just goes straight forward and does not track towards the major. If you prefer bottom tree Nova Bomb for survivability, it will work just fine, but you will have to finish that set off with your shotgun. Make sure when you start the damage phase to place a Lunafaction Empowering Rift to double the range of your shotguns and do full damage on the lanterns. Hammer Titans are able to solo an entire set of lanterns as well. Hunters with Celestial Nighthawk can one-hit a lantern as well. Anything your supers won't finish will get destroyed very fast by your Void shotguns and auto rifles. This way, you ensure a one phase at all times, and the Void buff applied by one player makes the 5 remaining players do the damage of 7.5 players and make this entire thing very easy and very quick. The next encounter is Dogs. As well for this encounter, Track the Cannon and shotguns shine again. So first off, I want to show how to get a ×24 stack very quick. There are two scenarios. L1 and R2 or R1 and L2 flower are going to be the first one popping up, considering you are in round 1. The first one shown is L1 R2. You want to head to L1 flower first and follow my path to R2 behind this tree. The other version is R1 L2. Here you want to head first to L2 flower and then to R1. The reason for these paths is that you can sprint at all times and ensure that dogs will never see you. On a Warlock, you should be using Track the Cannon and Scatter Grenades. By placing a Scatter Grenade right underneath the dog after applying the Void debuff, you can easily one-hit the dog like you see right here. So let's have a look again at the exact spot where you want to be placing your Scatter Grenade on the dog. Right here, I am showing how much is possible to do on a Nova Bomb Warlock with Track the Cannon just by using abilities and placing your grenades correctly. Based on the amount of Warlocks on your team, you should go for a ×36 stack like I show right here. By teaming up with one of your teammates, you can wipe out 3 dogs within 20 seconds since you apply the Void debuff and your teammate is going to have a Void full auto shotgun and do a massive amount of damage. Meanwhile, of course, you should be using abilities like Melting Point on Titans, or to start out with on a Hunter, a Celestial Nighthawk. The next encounter is a Gauntlet. For this one, Tractor Cannon does well, but other full auto shotguns and Legend of Acuries do way better in my opinion to clear the majors. Especially Legend of Acuries does consistently stun the majors as well on Prestige, which is a very nice feature that they don't slice you. There's 3 tricks in this encounter. The first 2 make your job on the plate a lot easier. The first one I'm talking about is shooting all 3 arrows. Shooting all 3 arrows in a swipe from either top to bottom or bottom to top will turn the arrows red, but the orb still appears, like you can see right here. This might take you a few tries to get used to, but it's very easy and just a certain pattern you just have to get used to. This enables you to solo your arrows without any help of your teammates. The next trick follows straight up on the arrows. You can kill the counselor without stepping off your plate. You want to use a high RPM auto rifle, in my scenario a Leviathan, which is 720 rounds per minute, and pre-fire the spawn of the psion. It will show you hitting immunes, but it will still kill the psion. Both these strategies combined enable you to solo your entire side and make your life a lot easier. The third trick is for the very final round of Gauntlet, where technically everyone has to run. But instead of everyone running, you will split your team up. 3 people are going to take 3 steps back once they get teleported in and wait at the finish line. Meanwhile, 1 player goes towards gate 1 and 2 and grabs an orb in each of them. The other 2 players are going backwards of spawn. 1 person is going to grab an orb in gate 3 and 1 in gate 4. Grabbing an orb in each wall spawns the final orbs and the finish line. This way, you're saving a lot of time and ensure a safe completion because the remaining players at the finish line have the orbs spawn in front of them, reset their timers, and can easily slam all their relics in the center. I'm going to put a graphic on screen to explain it with an overview point of view. Meanwhile, player 1, displayed by the red dot and the red line for his path, is moving towards gate cup and axe. He's going to grab a orb in each of those gates. At that time, player green is going to be already at gate 3, or as well called dog, and player 4 is going to be ready at sun. Player 3 is going to take the orb out of dog once it's spawned, same for player 4 and sun. Grabbing these 4 orbs in the correct order, from 1 to 4, is going to spawn the finish line with its 3, that is on prestige, or 4 orbs to grab for the remaining players. That is resetting their timers and enables them to safely go outside and slam the relics. This way, not everyone has to run, you don't have to coordinate too much, and it ensures a safe completion like said before, and is faster at the same time. The final encounter is of course Callus. As for weapons, your players on throne should be using shotguns, and the people in space should be using cluster bomb rockets, such as Curtain Call, Sins of the Past, and the Osprey rocket launcher. Shotguns are going to make the clearing in throne room a lot easier, since you can take care of the majors way better than you could with any sort of rocket launcher or other heavies. Once you are done clearing enemies in throne, you want to have everyone around the cup plate and double spawn that psion to get additional heavy ammo. In order to double spawn him, you have to hit him right after he spawned. You can double spawn the axe psion as well, in case you need more heavy. A tip for clearing enemies in throne. Every second psion kill, a major is going to spawn. Based on which psion you killed, he spawns out of a certain door. Killing axe makes him spawn on the left, cup and sun force a middle spawn, and dog makes him spawn on right. Now for skulls, there's an important thing to mention. Skulls give you an exponential buff called Force of Will. This buff caps out at times 100, so your goal should always be times 100, considering, like I said, it's exponential, so the last skulls are going to be more important than the earlier ones. By having 3 players in throne and 3 in space, you will not reach that goal, like you see right here. To ensure a times 100 stack, you should have 1 player in throne room die right before the skulls are about to spawn. So you want to have somebody in space tell you when to die. The easiest way to tell when exactly the person has to die is if you play with subtitles and the person in space sees on his screen the boisterous laughter. This strategy manipulates the ratio between players in space and in throne. This ratio is what the amount of skulls spawning is based on. So by having someone die, you're going to force a higher amount of people in space compared to throne, and ensure a higher amount of skulls spawn. Another tip for skulls is that the people in space should stay on the far left side and be using anything like rally barricades or lunafaction empowering rifts for reload mechanics. That way, skulls will funnel way better and make it easier to get a times 100 stack. At the same time, going far left puts a further distance between you and Callous Mouth, making it easier considering it gives you more time to shoot the skulls. The people in throne should stun Callous, or break his shield I should say, at around 90 to 92 skulls. This enables the players in space to finish off the remaining skulls and still hit a times 100. The damage phase should be started at cup plate, since you double spawn that psion for additional heavy ammo. Place down a lunafaction empowering rift and use all your supers and heavy ammo. The double range effect of the lunafaction rift makes your shotguns from the people in throne able to hit Callous from either cup or sunplate and doing high damage. With a times 100 and enough heavy ammo and supers, you will easily 2-plate Callous on either normal or prestige most of the time. This right here was breaking down a lot of strategies used in speedruns, which are extremely valuable as well for general play to make raids easier and as well faster. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.